Hello everybody. I hope you are having a fantastic day. Um, it is really hot in Queensland today. Or actually it's been hot I think for about the last week. But super hot. So I've got my fan on. Hopefully it's not creating too much noise in the background. And if you are joining me live and can hear me, love to see you say hello. Give me a wave. That would be amazing. I thought I'd join you today with just, I guess, some observations that I've been having lately, what I see going on out there, and some really, simple things that we can be thinking about and doing that can make a huge, huge, huge impact in your business. So last week, I ran some live training over in my Facebook group, My Tribe. And, this is really about step one of the whole process. And, I help people to figure out what their real specialization is, like what they should be selling, not all the things that they can sell, because, we're all multi-talented. I'm sure we've got lots of experience to bring. That doesn't mean that you create a business selling everything that you can possibly do. That doesn't make a lot of sense. It's really hard for people to figure out, what your place is and what you're really good at. We all want to hire the expert. We don't want to hire someone who thinks they can do something, but they're probably experimenting on your business. That is not what your clients are wanting. They want to hire someone who really knows what they're doing. So that's number one thing that we did, and then we went into who the ideal customer for that really is, and worked that out. And then I gave them some really cool tips on story building and how to use stories and content so that you can sell your services without actually selling, without doing this promo, which nobody likes. We all know that. We see enough of it, right? So that's all great. And those three things would be already helping those people to be creating a targeted audience of people who are actually the right buyers for them, for what they're wanting to sell. So that's great. Yay, massive tick, huge steps forward in your business. I think that the next thing, and what I see happening all the time, is people, when we do a service-based business, we tend to think about hourly rate charging, because we've often come out of corporate, or we come out of a job where you've had a salary, and the natural way to figure out your pricing is to look at what you were being paid, break it down to an hourly rate, some simple math, and then add a bit, maybe double it, whatever it is, and that becomes your business kind of rate. And then to go, right, that's what I'm selling, and go out there and sell your service of what you do in that sort of way, which, yes, you can absolutely do that. There is nothing wrong with doing that. However, what it means is that you will be in a place where if you want to grow your business and add more scale to it, you've got to put more hours in to earn more money. And so very, very quickly, I think you get to this place where you're maxing out. You're just maxed out on what you can put in. You might be putting more client hours in, but then that means that you're doing less on the marketing, the audience building, all of the things that to help you generate that consistent flow of leads into your business. And so my idea of a really healthy business is one where you're spending a little bit of time doing your audience building and creating that flow of people into your business who are qualified, and then you're doing most of your time on your servicing of your business. But the big but, and this is exactly why I'm in business, is I don't want to spend all my day working. I want to be able to go to the gym, I want to go to the beach, I want to hang out with my kids, I want to be able to sit out by the pool and really enjoy my life, because who knows what's going to happen tomorrow, who knows what's going to happen next week. I want to appreciate all the things that I've got right now, and that does not mean sitting in my office, ignoring my kids and really working my butt off to make a business work. And what I see happening so much is when we've taken this sort of pricing approach, or we're pricing based on competitors and looking at their rates and then trying to undercut them and offering the same, is that you're not growing, you're not making the money, and you're just in this place where it's so hard to get ahead. You can't break out of it while you're still approaching it from that way. So when I talk about, creating profitable services, there's actually a whole lot of psychology that goes into it, and lots of steps involved in taking your, what it is that you're offering and that ideal positioning, your customer, and figuring out how to create the right service packages for them. And obviously then you're going out there to market them. So it's not just about one thing. It's about all of this aligning together to create a really great proposition for the market. And not just the market in general, but exactly the people who you are really wanting to work with. There's a huge difference between a client and a great client. And I think anyone who's been in business for any amount of time will say that the ones who are great are so good to work with because you're not spending so much extra time managing, things that are kind of out of scope, customizing, or just the high maintenance stuff that doesn't work in with you, or is high maintenance because it probably doesn't fit exactly with you and with what you're offering. So when we can have that approach where you're aligning everything to flow and work together, we don't have that anymore. You don't have the high maintenance clients, the troublesome clients, the ones that don't pay, and we have profitable services as well. So it's about taking a really value-based approach and making that work for you. So an example for that, because that might all sound like just huff puff, what is she talking about? How do you make a value-based service? Well, the real process in it, I teach in Business Jam, and it is it's a 9 to 10 week program where I do live coaching. So it's not something that happens in an instant. I can't tell you how to do it in one Facebook Live, but I can give you a couple of examples maybe to help you start thinking about it. So a client of mine, Georgina, who joined last year, she came from a place where she'd been doing a very much price-based decision making, and it was price competitiveness. So she'd been looking at what her competitors were offering, basically offering the same kind of thing, or the same thing, just with her doing it, and obviously pricing really low to win the business. Now, what I helped her to do through Business Jam was to actually not look at her competitors at all. So stop looking at them. Don't worry about what they're doing, because, they're over there doing their thing. That's fine. Their ideal customer is not the same as hers. They don't want the same things. So what she really needed to do was look at her ideal customer and figure out, well, what is the outcome I'm really going to get for them? From that, we were able to build for her some value-based packages that had profit in them, real profit. So she's working, yes, there's going to be hours that you're working in your day, but there was real profit involved in when she sold them, that it wasn't a trading time for money where you end up working more hours obviously than what you're charging for, and really getting paid a low wage for your business, because that's not what this is all about. Lean businesses, scalable, and leveraging. So everything that I do in my business, I look at how I can leverage this. How can I maximize the amount of time that I've put in so that I'm leveraging, I suppose, that value that I've created, and I'm not just using it once. There's so many ways you can do that. So I hope that's been helpful. I think what I was talking about there is that, instead of going straight for your marketing and, and promoting your service, is to take a bit of time to understand how to put together your packages, your service packages, and price them in a way that is really good for you as well as good for your clients. And this isn't something where I just say to you, oh, hey, you need to double your rates or raise your prices up. That's okay. Maybe sometimes you do need to raise your prices, but it's actually about changing the way that you're pricing, not just having a really simple time for money method, but actually looking at how you can take that and turn it into a different format of working with those clients. There may still be an element of hours involved in your packages, but moving from a time for money to package-based, value-based services is something that's a massive game changer. Georgina went from having a very price competitive product approach to her service to a value-based approach, and she sold her first 4-figure package just in December, and that was only a few months after she'd finished Business Jam. She'd got worked out her packages and started selling them, and that is a huge jump up. massive amount of profit in there for her, and also a huge amount of value for her client, because it wasn't just about a set number of hours that she was delivering. It was about the outcomes that she was getting for her client. So that is really, I guess, you're thinking, well, what is the value of doing a program like Business Jam? And it's because I help you to align all those little elements of your whole strategy together, so that you have a strong proposition, you know who you're targeting, you know what you're selling them, and it's something they really, really want. And then it's about showing you how to market them. So creating a customer journey that's, again, aligned to your ideal customer, and using automation, technology, and making it as self-service and as simple and easy for them and for you as possible, so that you gain your time back, and your time can be spent for your life instead of for doing admin. Who wants to be sitting there doing admin all day unless you're being paid for it? And that's great if that's your business and you do admin and you're paid for it, but for the rest of us who that's not what I'm getting paid for, I don't want to be doing it. I want to have automated systems in place. So that's really, I guess, what this is all about. Now, thanks so much for joining me. I hope if you've got any questions, you can let me know below. And I'm more than happy to answer them. Otherwise, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.